So I'm here with Melrose York, and we want to talk today about a new grief share group that's starting at Mosaic. And so Melrose, before we ask all the questions, I want to just find out first, how did you get into
Yes.
grief share yourself?
Yes. My daughter Katie died in 2008, and at that point, I was looking for some help and a grief recovery group. The first one I found was a secular group, and I found out very quickly that I needed a faith-based group, so I found Grief Share.
Wow. And so for you, Jesus needs to be part of recovery.
Absolutely.
And so we assume there are other people for whom Jesus
Yes.
needs to be part of their recovery.
Yes.
So tell us about Grief Share. Who should come?
Anyone who has lost a loved one can come to Grief Share at any time.
Wow. So if this is a faith-based or Christ-centered grief support group, then do you need to be a Christian to come?
No, not, and you don't need to be a member of this church or any church. Just come.
Just come. So,
Just come.
So what qualifies a person for coming to Grief Share? What needs to have happened in their lives in order for them to come to Grief Share?
They need to have lost a loved one to death. We realize there are lots of other kinds of grief.
Oh, sure. I mean, like you're going to lose a pet, or you're going to lose a
Sure.
job, or you're going to lose a dream.
Sure.
But those are not grief
Right,
share. Those
right,
aren't grief share
right.
situations. The grief share, this program is for those who have lost
Right, a loved one.
a loved one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so is there a time limit? Like, do you need to have lost that loved one recently?
No, I've had people come at 3 weeks after their loss and at 23 years after a loss. So you come when you feel like you need to.
So it sounds to me like grief, in general, grief is not time bound. And it may be even that I haven't dealt with even an old loss, a loss that's a long time ago, I guess,
Yes.
in my life.
Yes.
And so anytime
Yes.
that I'm ready to deal with that grief, I can
Yes.
come.
And you will know when grief is affecting your everyday life.
That's it. Say
Yes.
something more about that.
Yes.
How do you know?
I think you will know that you are not, you're feeling you're not healing. And there's time can go on and you feel like and people around you are saying, you need help. So
Yeah.
you might listen
Yeah.
to that.
Just kind of a sense that it's time.
Right, it's time. Yes.
So tell us about a grief share group. What happens in a grief share group?
It's typically 2 hours. We meet and greet for a little bit and we watch. It's a video-based program. The videos are 30 or 40 minutes. And then we break apart into small groups sometimes, but we always discuss the video or any concerns that you may be having. It's an important part of the component of the program.
So there's a lot of conversation during the group. Do I have to talk?
No, absolutely not.
Hear
First rule,
that, non-talkers. You don't have
Yes.
to talk.
first rule of Grief Share, you do not have to talk.
Oh, wow.
We want you to eventually, but you do not have to talk.
So you can come and just be part of it
Sure.
and sort of move into the discussion as your
Yes.
life and
Yes.
your heart and your emotions allow. Can you bring somebody with you?
You can. A lot of people feel uncomfortable, so we would say, please come, bring someone. We would want you after a couple of weeks to maybe let that person phase out. There's some confidentiality issues that
Okay.
we need to be aware of, but yes, please do.
Okay. So what about cost?
It's $20 for as many times as you want to take it. And that's
Okay.
for the cost of the workbook. We do require, there's a workbook, sort of a devotional, goes along with the videos, and we do require that you have one of those. But we do have scholarships available.
So how many weeks is one session?
13 weeks.
13 weeks, and so $20 for 13 weeks of grief support and recovery.
Absolutely.
With a book.
With a book.
With a group of other lay people, just folks who will be on the journey with you.
Yes.
And if you want to do it again after the first
You
13
can.
weeks, you can do it again.
In fact, we recommend, many
Wow.
cases, come back through.
Okay.
We'll have a little break between sessions and then come back through.
Wow. So, and what about if I've I'm just hearing about this, and the cycle's already started. The next one that will start here is January 17th. What if I'm hearing this after January 17th?
That's
or I've
fine.
got something going on January 17th, and I can't make it till the next week.
Just come.
Just come.
Register.
Okay.
We would ask you to go to the Grief Share website, which is griefshare.org, find
Okay.
Mosaic Church, and register through that website.
Okay, so it's Grief Share, one word, right? Griefshare.org. And then you go, you'll it's kind of self-explanatory.
Yes.
I can find
Yes.
Mosaic Church on
Yes.
there, Mosaic Church Evans, Georgia, just in case there's more than one Mosaic Church
Yes.
on there. And that's where I register.
Absolutely.
Okay. I mean, like, what if this is a rough thing? What if this involves a child who has lost their life because of an overdose, or what if there are other issues that just feel to me very private and confidential?
I would say come. Talk to us first. Let us know your concerns. But those are issues, I think, that we will find commonalities. And as horrible as that is, those are the areas that we deal with.
Right. And so I'm thinking, you and I have had several conversations about specifically the areas of grief that maybe aren't as well served in our community that
Yes.
that we want to serve through this group. And so what are some of the, I mean, you think about the traditional ways of people have lost loved ones. It's
Yes.
my parents. Maybe it's my spouse. Less often it's my child.
Right.
And then less often than that, what?
It could be a friend. We've had
Okay.
people who come to Grief Share with a dear friend who's possibly died by suicide or an overdose. Please come.
Right.
That does not exclude you from this group.
Yeah. So any loss,
Any loss.
that has affected your life personally, that's I think that's important for folks to hear, because we wonder if this is just going to be me sitting around with some folks who are mildly sad. Nope.
Yes.
Nope. Actually.
Yes. We encourage tears.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crying. We
Yeah.
encourage tears.
Yeah.
Some of the things you will hear are significant, but we all, by the third or fourth week, we are family.
I saw something you posted on social media just recently. It was such a beautiful picture to me of somebody who's sitting in the parking lot outside a Grief Share group for their first time, and they're trying to figure out whether or not they have what it takes to actually walk in the door.
Yes.
So maybe there's just an encouragement there that it may
Yes.
not feel comfortable your first
Yes.
time in. You may not even understand why you're doing this, but you'll know it when you get there, right?
You will know it when you need it, and you will know it when you get there.
Yeah.
We've had people sitting. It takes a lot of courage. I
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
And we will welcome you with open arms. We
Yeah.
want you there.
And how do you know, maybe after you've gotten there, that Grief Share is not for you?
Yes. It's not for everybody. We ask you to give us 3 sessions. And
Okay.
if you feel like that it's just not a good fit, talk to us. We get that.
All right, so let's talk about the group that's starting, when it's starting, what time, what do they need to bring their first day in. Let's just walk
Yeah.
folks through all of that, the
Okay.
practical stuff.
Yeah. It'll be at Mosaic Church Evans.
Uh-huh.
Bring yourself and bring an open heart and be ready to heal. If you can get through these 13 sessions, you will walk out a different person. You will be healed. We will give you everything you need when you get here.
So what time?
7 to 9 on a Tuesday, and we start January 17th.
7 to 9, Tuesday nights, starting January 17th. And then, and it runs all, I guess, through the spring, right?
Yes.
And Mosaic is at 478 Columbia Industrial Boulevard. And again, if you would, if you can, register in advance. It just helps us to know
Yes.
how to prepare.
Yes.
And that's at griefshare.org.
Yes.
Look for Mosaic Church and just follow the prompts.
right.
Right?
That's right.
Melrose, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you so much for giving this to the community and to our community. And let's just pray
Yes.
together and watch what the Lord does. We're
He
ready
will.
to see some folks healed.
He will.
Yeah.
He'll do it.
Amen.